Point of personal privilege.
The delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, a member of this body used a Jewish slur while reading an article. I spoke with him, and he was very apologetic, which I appreciate immensely. But what I wanted to talk about today was my reaction to it. When I heard the word, I burst into tears. And I couldn't understand why. I've heard that word 1,000 times. I've seen and heard worse. My family has seen and heard worse. My community has seen and heard worse. In the last few months, navigating this world as a Jewish person has been hard. What's happening in our world is tragic. And I don't need to tell you the impact on Jews and Palestinians alike. But these words are not new. The images are not new. But I think the reason that I burst into tears yesterday is that I thought coming here would be different, and that I would leave that behind. But instead, in these last few months, I've had people, even very well-intentioned, say things that were hurtful and made me feel signaled out. Even the lovely folks who pray with us and come to our office, one said to me, "Oh, you're Jewish? You don't look like it." Not the first time that I've heard that. I remember when our son started religious school at our synagogue in kindergarten, and afterwards he gleefully jumped in the car and said, "Mom, you would not believe how many Jewish kids were in my class." And in that moment, I wondered if I had done enough to make him proud of his Jewish identity. We're used to hiding who we are. And I never wanted our kids to feel different. I never wanted to be that mom. We were the only Jewish family in our elementary school, and I didn't want my kids to feel othered, so I never said a word when Santa came. I never said a word when my kids created Christmas centerpieces. I never said a word when every song in our winter concert was Christian. And I think so many of us with our kids always wonder, have I done enough? Navigating this world as a religious minority isn't easy, and I know so many members in this body are in the same place that I am. But we can't give up, because that isn't an option. But today I'm standing up in this body to say that we will not be used as pawns. We have a governor who, as CEO of Carlyle Group, did a beautiful job of working with diversity, equity, and inclusion, and yet when a bill comes to the floor that mentions DEI, there are groans, audible groans. He's formed a governor's advisory committee just for us. And yet, I hear unintentional words. Even our ecumenical prayers often leave me feeling left out and alone. But we will not be used for floor speeches or bills for people who stand behind and renew their support for a man who stood behind people carrying torches saying, "Jews will not replace us." A man who stated that Jews who vote for Democrats are very disloyal, accusing liberal Jews of destroying America and Israel because they voted for Biden, saying things like Jews control politicians through our money. So I'm asking my colleagues, please, when you find yourself in a place that you speak on stage, that you are in the audience cheering, I just want you to know that we see that. My kids see that. So no more speeches about us, about Israel. Because if you're not willing to do the hard work of standing up to somebody who pretends to lead your party and this country, I would ask that you don't say any more than "on the floor" in the name of Jews. Thank you.
Clerk will call the calendar.